Get set, podcast listener, and be ready to win with your mentor, motivator, and marketer, Cam Roberts. Grow your business and achieve your goals quickly with the latest tips, tools, and tactics on business, success, and marketing. Subscribe now and download your free resources at camroberts.com.au.
Hey everyone, Cam Roberts here, your friend in business, success and marketing. Now today I've got a very special guest, Akbar Sheikh, and Akbar he does what he does because he believes that entrepreneurs are inherently good people that want to make more so they can give to their families, communities and favorite charities, hence making the world a better place. He's a renowned business coach and he's on a mission to use persuasion for good, helping people break through the ethical ways. Akbar, thank you very much for coming on the podcast show.
My pleasure, man. It's an honor.
Now, you've got a very interesting history. Like I can see on your website there, it says from homeless to world-renowned business coach. How's that transition happen?
Yeah, good question. Man, long story. But yes, life was a mess for sure. 60 pounds overweight, crippling anxiety disorder, married to the devil. Tons of addiction problems, completely broke, had no why. That lifestyle ended up kind of half dead in the hospital. And I could have died, but God saved me. And then I just dropped everything like cold turkey. I dropped all my bad habits, dropped all my bad friends. The lesson here because I've told this story so many times, but I totally changed my life around, lost 60 pounds, became organic, became spiritual, started praying. And then eventually became a top 1% earner and got to do a bunch of cool things, #1 best-selling book, TEDx talks, make millions of dollars online, and more importantly, help my clients make over 50 million online. So went through an amazing transformation, someone going absolutely nowhere, kind of really a loser, to someone now who we've been able to do incredible things. We've built 8 schools, countless water wells, given the gift of vision to countless people by paying for their eye surgery, sponsored countless orphans. And it's a cool story, but the question is how. And, for a long time, it's because I've been doing this for years now. For a long time, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what lesson people can learn from this besides like a cool, inspiring lesson. But I have been able to, to do something from it. And that is, people ask me, how can people make changes like this? How can people make changes like this? I figured it out. It's all about your environment.
Right. Yeah. That's
For
good.
example, my environment used to be McDonald's and Burger King.
Yeah. Right.
Now my environment is, green juice or carrot and carrot juice. Meaning my environment used to be McDonald's. Now it's like an organic,
Right.
food. My environment used to be the movie theater parking lot. Now it's a library.
Yeah.
My environment used to be hanging out with losers. Now it's hanging out with, people making 7, 8 plus figures and making a big impact in the world. You need to just change your environment. And then sometimes that means changing a mentor. Sometimes you have a mentor, right. You're not going anywhere. And you have to, I've had to change my mentor 3 times this year.
Wow. That's really interesting.
Yeah. It's a little unusual, but it happens for sure. There's different alignments. One guy I found out he's, and all due respect, it's fine, but one guy I found out he's atheist.
Yeah, right.
And it's just not because I was never God-fearing, man. I was a party animal maniac, but really I feel God saved my life and loving God has totally changed my life. And so I just, I'm like, I believe certain things and I do things for a particular reason because God, it's interesting. I've been on a lot of podcasts and people say, what's the best business book out there for me to learn? And I say, pick up any one of your holy books.
Yeah, the Bible.
Bible, Quran, Torah. You're going to learn all your lessons there. So then, for me, that mentor wasn't the right fit, right? Because we're thinking about different things here. So, but yes, it's a cool story. Kind of, yes, I used to live in an electrical closet on a bunk bed with no hot water, windows, no hot water, no windows, and what was it? No hot water, no windows, and no heating.
Really?
And so yeah, it's cool. I mean, you really can make anything out of your life if you change your environment.
Yeah, excellent. Now, I know one of your big mantras is, make more so you can give more, and you really install that into your students and those that you coach as well. Do you think that's an important part of, the people that you work with to make sure that they're aligned with that mission and that statement that, you want to share with the world?
Absolutely. Business is business. You can do whatever you want to do. So you have to choose who you want to spend your time with. Again, environment.
Yeah, right.
I'm not going to align with somebody who's like, yeah, man, teach me how to make $1 million. I want a yellow Lamborghini. That's cool. Like, I had a Bentley. It's cool. But I mean, like, it's just, there's not an alignment there. Like, I don't really care if I help you buy a Lamborghini. Like, that doesn't do anything for me. But if I help you make more to give more, to your families, communities, and favorite charities, making the world a better place, that's exciting.
Yeah, that's really good.
So it's for selfish reasons too, right? I mean, like, we have to protect ourselves as entrepreneurs. Like, we have to do what fuels us and what interests us. Some people's like, don't follow the passion, follow the money. I don't agree with that. I really, and some very big people say that, by the way. I don't agree with that at all. I think that leads to a very unfulfilled life.
Yeah, that's really good. And you've coached like a lot of entrepreneurs. When you go to your website, you can see all the success stories there and case studies and, all the different types of industries that you've worked with. What do you think are some of the mistakes that people make that prevent them from achieving results, other than the ones you've already shared with us about being in a different environment? Are there some mechanical things that people do wrong when they start out?
Yeah. The number one thing I could teach you anything. I could teach you how to market, messaging, funnels, offers, sales, mindset, automation systems. I'll teach you all the tactical and strategical things you need to make 7-8 figures. No problem. But what really no one can teach you is what I've did, reflecting on my career over the past 5-6 years. I believe the number one most important thing is belief.
Yeah, right.
And I'll tell you a cool story. When I first started, I didn't have any money, obviously. There was a marketing event in London. I didn't have the money to go. I found some Discover credit card and I booked the ticket. And my family looked at me like I was nuts. Like, dude, you're going to London to learn marketing? Like, what? What are you talking about? It was shocking to them. Anyway, I went there. I'll never forget the guy, the guru, who I'm still friends with today. He said, hey guys, it was a conference room, kind of like I'm in now. He's like, it was a 2-day conference. He said, some of you guys are going to listen to what I have to say. You're not even going to show up tomorrow. You're going to say, that's not for me. Some of you guys are going to try some of the things I teach you. It's not really it might not work for you. You're going to give up. Some of you are going to try some things and it's not going to work because you only tried once. You can say, oh, scam. But some of you are going to take this information I give you right now and you're going to make millions with it and you're going to change the world with it. And when he said that, I believed him and I started smiling right then and there. I said, that's going to be me. And at that moment, it was a life-defining moment for me because I accepted that role. I turned into that person, even though completely broke, no money, nothing going on. I said, yes, I accept that will be me. And it did end up being me. So when people come in half-ass, I don't know if I'm sorry if I can't curse, but if people come in with half effort, like, let me try it. I'm going to dip my toe. We'll see. It's not going to work. That's why I tell my salespeople, do not force anyone. Do not push anyone too hard. Because if you don't have the unshakable belief that you can do this, it doesn't matter what I give you. I can give you a funnel, the best offer, the best traffic, everything on a silver platter. Nothing's going to work.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Very good. And where do you see when I say the industry, where do you see the marketing industry? Because you work with a lot of marketers, people that, like you said, you help people with funnels and traffic and things like that. Like, obviously, you've seen some changes over the last 5 years. What do you see changing in the next 5 years?
You know what I like, the trend I like? It suits me.
Right.
Before it started with a lot of hype. Look at me, look at my car, look at my house, and I did some of that stuff. I'm not going to lie, but look at me, look at my house. And it's really cheesy, even though I'm a little guilty. But the way the market's changed is, and I love it, and we do this heavily, it's become value-based.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, let me give you an awesome training. If you liked it, if you have benefit from it, well, you can then buy my stuff.
Yeah. That's cool.
Why I like that so much is because the person who's buying from you, they've already gotten value from you
Yeah.
before you buy. So it's a much more organic, natural process
Yeah.
than buying hype, basically. That's what's happening now. Where do I see the future in 5 years? It's interesting. I haven't really thought about that, but this industry, the marketing industry, where do I see it going in 5 years? Yeah, I mean, the fact that I'm kind of stuttering, it kind of just it's very telling of my personality. My personality is very much in the now.
Right. Yeah.
I actually, frankly, and this is not a good thing, but I actually don't think about the future.
Yeah. That's good.
So I don't know. I
Okay,
don't
cool.
really think about it, to be
Yeah.
completely honest with you.
Yeah. So if we just
Yeah.
go back to your answer on training, then you spoke about giving away free training, offering, value up front, that sort of thing. For those people that are listening to this podcast or watching the video that we're doing right now, like, what do people say? Like, what do they train on? How much do
Yeah.
they give away? Because you talk to a lot of people
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, I don't want to give away that's my best stuff. I don't want to give away that because then what have I got left, right?
Yeah.
What's your
love
take
it.
on that?
I love it. I love the absolute easiest way in the world to get clients, and the most natural and the most fun, is to literally just give it all away.
Yeah.
I have a presentation. It's my best converting presentation ever. It's brought in a ton of clients. It's a 4-hour masterclass. You're saying, how much should I give away? I give away everything.
That's good.
Here's what I do. It's as if an investor wants to buy my business.
Of course.
And they're like, okay, Akbar, show me your offers, your funnels, your traffic, your systems, your automation, your staff. Show me everything. Open up all your books. How much are you making? Everything. And for 4 hours straight on a presentation, I'm like, this is it. Dot, 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 dot. But then at the end, I say, look, it's all here. You can do it yourself. But here's what you need to understand about human psychology. Nobody wants to do it themselves.
Yeah.
Everybody wants help and support.
Yeah.
So at the end of the presentation, like, look, I just gave you everything. Go do it yourself. Or if you want to work with me and my dream team every day, hands-on until we get your trophy, well, then here's what it looks like. Conversion rate, fantastic. I've never been much into, people ask me sometimes, well, what's your opt-in rate percentage and conversion? I actually don't have the answers to all that.
Yeah.
I'm not a numbers guy. I never paid attention to that. I'm really tech illiterate, but is there such a thing as giving away too much? In my opinion, in my experience, absolutely not. I feel it's really the universal law. The more you give, the more you're going to get. Is my experience.
Yeah, that's really good. And like, how do you coach people that maybe aren't confident in front of the camera? Like you and I, we've done a few podcasts. You're an expert in this space. What's one little tip you can give to people to say, look, what can they do to get that first training up, or what should they, prepare?
Two options. Number one is you don't have to. I always say your number one resource is your resourcefulness. What's around you? What I mean by that is, like, what's your skill set?
Right.
Look, you don't have to I'm natural. I'm I'm very comfortable on camera. Ever since I was a kid, I have no problem going on camera, do a song and a dance. I'm an entertainer, but if you're not, first option is you don't have to be. Guess what? And I don't know why no one does this. Hire someone.
Right.
Just hire a personality to make your stuff.
Yeah.
You absolutely do not have to be on camera to succeed. You just don't have to be. That's number one that I feel is important, because I feel like no one says that.
Yeah.
But if you want to be on camera, and being on camera is great. As a matter of fact, Gary Vee. Yeah, I'm not the world's biggest fan of Gary Vee, because he's a little hardcore for me. Okay. But why is there a picture of me and him hugging on my office? A big one. Because I went to one of his talks. There was some event. And he said, someone said, why are you doing all this? Why do you do constant content? You're constantly growing your following. Why? He says, I'm building a spaceship. And whenever I want, one day I can point that spaceship at something like leukemia and zap it away. What he meant was, I'm building a following that we could do amazing things together.
Yeah.
And it is so true. Like right now, I could do, if I wanted to do a little art auction or a little auction or a little, whatever for cancer awareness, we would raise a lot. If I want, we have so many options when you have a following. So it's a great, if you're open to it, it's a great thing to have a following because it's very impactful. I mean, I've had people come up to me, man, you saved my life. I was suicidal. I couldn't figure out how to make an online business work. And you taught me, and, I was literally going to kill myself and you saved my life. Yeah. All sorts of stories like this. So to give you a tip on that, how to be comfortable on camera. I have to think about that for a second because I don't really I don't think I've been asked that before, funny enough. To be comfortable on camera, let's think about this for a second.
I guess people need to know their product first, don't they? Like they need to know, right? You know what I mean? That, like you said before about all the fake people that used to hire Lamborghinis and stand in front of Lambos and hire houses to stand like that. That's not aligned with who they are. So they need to be aligned. They need to know their product, their service to teach, right?
You're absolutely right in the sense that it starts with the offer.
Right. Yep.
Everyone has an offer, but there's an art form to messaging, to packaging your offer in a tight message. Like we are, make more, give more. We'll help you become a 7-figure coach. Like it's pretty tight.
Yeah.
And so we're very confident about it. We can talk very freely about it. But most people are not confident because they're like, oh, what do you do? Well, I help people think more clearly. And because their neurons are not that cross, and they get into this whole monologue. It's like, dude, like in one sentence, give me that BAM statement. And that's something we actually teach. But I think that's you hit the nail right on the head. The fundamentals is get your core tight, your messaging tight,
that's
and
really good.
Your expertise. Because I'm good at, and I had this problem too, right? Because I was like, damn, I'm good at sales and copywriting and ethical principles of persuasion, and a lot of people are like that. So that's what they get into. Oh, I help you with this and this and this. And then people are lost. I remember one time, it's a true story. I asked the guy, what do you do? And I kid you not, I looked at the clock 5 minutes later, stops talking. And then I asked him, so what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's important to get that right.
That's really good. That's really good. So let's back up. You talked about content marketing and Gary V. Like, for the entrepreneur that's starting out, that person that's starting out that usually comes to you, like there's so many options these days with TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn and, so many different strategies around content. And like Gary V's got a whole team. Like, let's be honest, he films it, they chop it up and they schedule it out. So what would you say to the business, the local business, the people that you work with or people potentially that you could work with around content? Like what's the best way to get your content out there without being overwhelmed across all those channels?
The easiest thing to do, I had a client sign up with me today and he's been following me for years. It was never the right time for him to sign up.
Yeah.
And it was today. He told me today, I started following you from your daily vlogs. Wow. I used to do a daily vlog, and I'll tell you how easy it is. You take your phone, and it's exactly what I did. And I just made the decision one day, I'm just going to do this. And I did it. I took my phone like this. Well, first of all, no, sorry. This is at the end of every day. So what I do throughout the day, I have a notepad. All the interesting things that happen throughout the day, I would just write it. Okay. I went to the dentist. I had a root canal, and I noticed that they did a poor job upselling. Here's the opportunity. I would make that note. Okay, my mom called me, and then my wife called me, and this person, that person called me to see if I was okay after the root canal. Okay, what's it's very important to have support. If you don't surround yourself with people support, it's very hard. Okay, I was on one of the top Australian podcasts. What an honor. How did I get on that podcast? That's a note. So like all these things that happen in the day, you just make a note. Then at the end of the day, I'm literally just talking about my day.
Yeah, that's cool.
And what that does, the thing about the daily vlog, the thing about content is, here's what you have to accomplish. One, you have to prove that you're a likable authority. So just be yourself. Yeah. Just completely be yourself. I mean, this was itching me, but I got this from my daughter. And it's like, I'm okay wearing this on top podcast. It's okay. This is me. I'm wearing it for my daughter because I don't want to lose it. Be yourself. People are attracted to that. People are very attracted to authenticity. Number one. Number two is obviously going to give some value. Yeah, right. That's good. So people, you're a likable authority, you're giving value. Understand this. Most people do not have the courage to do this.
Yeah, right.
So when they see that, they put you on a pedestal, they're living vicariously through you. They're, wow, I can't believe you did that. I really look up to that. I want to be like you. Let me work with you. I mean, I got to tell you, man, the power of content, it's crazy. I'll give you an example. There was this guy, my cousin sent me a podcast link. It was about a topic I liked about membership sites. I never heard of this guy in my life. I can't even pronounce his last name. I listened to 8 minutes. I love it. I love the way the guy talks. I love the way the guy thinks. I'm like, this guy is an expert at the membership funnels. I need to find this guy. I hunted him down on Facebook, paid him $8,000 of consultation fees. Never even heard of the guy.
Yeah.
That's the value of good content.
Yeah, that's really good. And it has an everlasting value, doesn't it? It doesn't just, disappear. Like that podcast he may have recorded 4 months ago that you came across,
Yeah.
So
Well, and I'll ask people to learn from my mistakes. I mean, I've been doing this for years. I don't really have a YouTube channel. Man, if I started a YouTube channel years ago, you see, I did most of my organic marketing via Facebook Lives.
Yeah.
Is it great? Is it profitable? Yes. However, when I do a Facebook Live in 2 days, it's gone. It's God knows where the hell it is in cyberspace. Well, I do a Facebook Live, it's gone after 2 days. Theoretically, the way YouTube works is that, it keeps going in views.
Yeah.
So, learn from that. Try to build evergreen marketing, try to build evergreen assets.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
So, Akbar, look, we've talking a lot about marketing, but I just want to switch gears before we wrap up and talk about sales. So, like, what are some tips that you can give people in regards to selling? So obviously, if they have a funnel or they have a way of, doing content and getting those people, like, what's one or two little tips you can give people before we wrap up to help them convert their clients when they're on calls?
The first thing I'll tell you is that if you don't like sales, if you don't want to do sales, if it's not you, don't do it. There's a plethora of highly qualified people that will do your sales commission only.
Right. Yeah, that's really good.
Nothing's coming out of pocket. It's going to cost you 10, 50%. Don't be like me. I don't want to say that I had an ego, but I did my sales for, I think, a year plus.
Yeah, right.
And I just thought, nobody could do it like me. Nobody could do it like me. And I think I had that in the back of my mind. Okay, finally, God help me out. I burned out.
Yeah.
To the point where I couldn't take another sales call. Yes. I had to get a sales team.
Yeah.
It was the coolest thing. I'll never forget. I'm like playing with my kids or something like that. Like doing Legos with my kids. Check my phone. It's like $7,500, like striped. I'm like, that's awesome. So wait a minute. I didn't make the sale. They made the sale. And I'm like playing with my kids. Like, nice. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and I never looked back since. That's number one. Number two is that if you do want to do sales and you just want to brush up, one of my favorite little sales tactics is asking them what their goal is. So whatever you do, weight, health, wealth, relationship, let's just say you're a weight loss coach. Okay, whatever it is that you are. What's your goal? Oh, you want to lose 20 pounds? Okay. Why? Okay, so that you can feel comfortable without a shirt on in the beach. Okay. What's stopping you from doing that on your own? Oh, I have no accountability. And honestly, I don't know what is healthy that tastes good.
Yeah, okay. Right. That's good.
Okay. At the end of the call, well, congratulations. I'll make up a name. Well, congratulations. Well, I'll just use your name, Cam. Well, congratulations, Cam. Listen, we specialize in holding you accountable and showing you the most delicious foods that are healthy, helping you lose 20 pounds so that you can feel comfortable without a shirt on at the beach.
Yeah, cool.
And then they're like, what? Like, have you been reading my diary? Like, no, dude, you told me 10 minutes ago. You just forgot already. But I think that's a very natural and good way to, that's how we've always done it.
Yeah, that's really good. That's gold. Hey, Akbar, we're almost out of time, but before we wrap up, is there anything that you want to leave the listeners with, or anywhere you want them to go where they can connect with you to learn more about what you do and how you help people? Definitely. First and foremost, I'll tell you two things. First and foremost, if you want a little gift, for your listeners, Cam, I really appreciate being here. You can just go to akbarshik.com/gift. Now, that's interesting. Take a look at my website, akbarshik.com. I mean, I hope that's inspiring to some people. I mean, I'm a technologically illiterate, funny looking brown guy with a name no one can spell or pronounce. akbarshik.com has been our website, made millions. So, no excuses, But Akbar, how are people going to spell it? I don't figure it out. If you're too dumb to know how to figure it out, I probably don't want to work with you anyway. Yeah, that's good, man. You know what I mean? So that's the gift I'd like to give everyone. But really what I'd like to leave people with, Cam, is
selling's not hard, man. It's as easy as if I go to a room full of people and I talk to enough people, I'm going to sell something.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I think what we need to talk more about as a community is fulfillment.
Right. Yeah.
Peace of mind, because I know these gurus, and I don't mean guru in a negative manner. I just mean these.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah.
I know the ones who are making 8 figures plus, and they've been suicidal, and they're completely unhappy. So the key is, how do we make money with fulfillment? And my answer, what's worked for us for a long time, is the key to living is giving.
Yeah, that's good.
And it's a promise from God. And God says you'll never go poor by giving, and it gives you true fulfillment. So give whatever you can, your time, your resources, your smile, but have intentions, have pure intentions. And we all slip up and make mistakes. Humans are mistake-making machines, but look beyond the money. Try to help improve the quality of mankind, and I think it's helpful in the long term.
Excellent. Akbar, thank you very much for the words of wisdom, and thank you for coming on the podcast show.
Thanks for having me. Peace, everybody.